I'm Tony. Uh, I've been doing Vo Vietnam, martial arts in Vietnam for over a year now, and I have gained some experience in fighting as well as some martial art tricks. For starters, I am not very buff. I'm very short. I'm not as tall as other people, so therefore I need to fight. For example, I like this combo where I can fake and then punch for real. It's something I've learned over years of fighting that will help me get a grip on my opponent. For example, For example, yes, while I fake, I lure the opponent. Then I fake again to see if he has an actual reaction time. Then I pull and I punch for real while keeping a good guard on my left side so that nothing funny happens. Even if he does land a punch to my gut or he kicks it, then how can I say? I can tank it, I think. I believe so because I've done this already, and it actually happened to me once. When I was fighting, I was fighting in a Vietnam tournament, and this dude, he was jacked, so I knew I had to go in for early points or else I'd probably get overpowered. So I wanted to have at least one punch point, which is a fake, and then I would punch his head to earn a score. Then he ducked down and he punched me in the gut. For example, this is me. If I was here, right? I was doing this normal. Then that guy, he ducked down and then punched a straight right hook into my gut. It hurt like hell, and I didn't. How can I say it? After that, I could not fight very well, and I ended up losing that match. So, I've learned to actually train my core strength so that my abdomen can actually protect from punches. Even if it's a gut punch, which is pretty painful. I can now tank it because not only do I have enormous endurance against pain, I also have an extra layer of protection now, which is fat and muscle, which is good. Very good. Anyways, so what I like to do when I fight bigger opponents is that I would fake my punch and fake another, which is a bit higher, you see? So I fake a normal punch. For example, my opponent, he's taller, right? And if I punch normally, then it would hit his chest, which is also pretty painful if it's in this area, which is between the chest and a bit slightly above the abdomen, which is very painful because it's in Vietnam, what we call it is huy, which is one of those places where you do not want to get hit. Alright? Huy, for example, I would fake a low punch to his abdomen, then fake a higher punch to his huy, and then I would punch into the guy's face to get an early head hitting point, an early punch point. That's what I like to do. So I've trained continuously to be faster and faster at my punches. So the end result is this. Very fast, very flexible.
Alright, so let's just look at that thing one bit. That was really fast. And now I'm gonna show you an instant replay of what I just did.
Yes. Another thing I like to do is I like to... Hold on, that was a bad demonstration. I like to move up and do a wide kind of right hook. For example, in Vietnam, I was taught that right hooks should be short and sweet and simple. For example, very close to you. For example, the enemy has to be extremely close to be able to perform a right hook. And taking advantage of this, I developed not really my own, but it's not my own anyways. It's all just experience from past fighters. But I learned that I could also just go up and do a right hook with very long reach instead of just the short and simple one. This is the reach, right? You see, and this is the reach of what I can do. Way longer, and this will allow me to manipulate the right hook in a way that it is like a normal punch, right? Very cool. But what this does is it also doesn't have as much explosive power as the original right hook. This is meant more like a jab to me, where I could just and initiate fear inside my opponent, which will kind of, how can I say this? It will send them into disarray, which would allow me to follow up with combos. For example, right hook, uppercut to the abdomen, and then return and another short explosive right hook. Yeah, for example, this is what it does in action. Very explosive, and I like that combo. But in Vietnam, we use both hands and legs. I've been using my hands. So where does my leg go, right? So what I like to do in Vietnam, I've been taught about a very nice combo, which is kick, punch, punch, kick. This is a good combo by itself, and in action is pretty effective. But, it's not as good as I would think it is. Because yes, it's very effective, simple, and it uses both your hands and legs, which is very important. What I like to do is I like to kick and then roundhouse and then follow up because of the centrifugal force from the roundhouse kick. I can right hook them immediately, which is very nice. In practice, I'm a bit sloppy with my roundhouse kick, if that's fine. Yeah, but it's just like that. And honestly, I think what I should do, I don't know what I should do anyways, is focus on my roundhouse kicks more. I cannot do just a roundhouse kick. It's very hard for me. So I have to have a preemptive kick into a roundhouse, which does delay, and it also gives my opponent the opportunity to strike back at me, which may end up making me lose my balance. For example, kick, and then I have to go back to actually perform the roundhouse, right? But during this moment, the opponent could punch me, and I could lose balance. That is a very hard thing to maintain, which is balance. At least for me, some people have amazing balance. Anyways, that is what I like to do. I like to punch more than kick because I'm way more versatile with my hands than my feet, even if they are also versatile. But it isn't as explosive as my arms are because I don't have equipment to train my legs. I only have equipment to train my arms. So in the end, my arms are way more flexible and they are way more explosive than my legs could ever be, even if I wanted to. But other than that, I also like to fake out, right? So I've talked about the double fake, which is 1, 2, 3. But I also like to do what's called a right hook fake, which is when I fake one right hook to do another right hook fake. For example, I could very explosive and dynamic. For example, yes. Or what I also like to do is a multiple combo fake, which is when I punch different styles to get my opponent. For example, what I like to do is I like to fake it out really hard to make them very confused. For example, right hook, fake right hook, which is just this instead of fake right hook, fake uppercut, fake fake light punch, and then real right hook, left hook. I'm sorry. So in practice, it looks something very explosive and very artistic too. For example, I will demonstrate once more. For example, yes, that is what I like to do. Anyways, okay, thank you for watching my first ever video on YouTube. It's to the people who are watching, thank you for watching to the end. I think my kind of thing is very boring. Only a select few of people would actually be interested. So if you are one of those select few, thank you for watching to the end. I appreciate it very much. Your support means the world to me. Thank you. Hi, I'm Tony. Or Kang. Shit. Again. Hold on. I can do this, alright?